Hey, I thought I would take you along with me while I clean up all this mess. You can't see all of it and you won't see all of it, but since a lot of you still seem to be into the minimalism part of my content, I thought I'd show you how I do this kind of efficiently. At least I like to believe I do. Oh, and by the way, this video is sponsored by me and my wooden jewelry, so if you want to give the shop a visit, here's the link. I make pretty stuff like this. Like seriously, who doesn't want tiny little ice skates? Okay, so let's have a look at all this shit. I ordered some stuff online and that's all there, and then there's more stuff all over the place. So, and this is my closet with basically everything I own. And this is like the maker's corner, the dollhouse I haven't finished. I'm not gonna clean that up today. And then this is my shop. So this is basically all my supplies for my online shop and the craftsy artsy stuff that I make. But it needs to get in order. All right. So let's just start. The first thing I do when I clean up or declutter my room, it really doesn't make a difference if it's just cleaning or decluttering, because when you're cleaning, you should also do a little decluttering, like always. There's always stuff that can go, especially if you have a family and, they bring in new stuff all the time. And the last thing I do would usually be cleaning. So first thing, we're gonna get out all the things that do not belong in this room, like, me, I belong in the shower, but it's usually food and kitchen stuff. By the way, here's the best cleaning tip that you'll ever get. I call it the diffusion method. And it's when you go to another room and like on your way there, you just, happen to see something that is like on a shelf or something. I'm the shelf now. And you come by and you see like, oh, this doesn't belong here. You just take it a little bit, halfway there. Like when you're on your way from the bathroom to, I don't know, the living room, and this belongs in the living room, you just take it there and put it in the living room. You don't have to clean it up right away. Or if you're going from the bathroom to the living room and this belongs in the, kid's bedroom, and the kid's bedroom is here, well, you just leave it in front, here, this is the kid's bedroom now. So you don't have to clean it up right away, but you bring it closer to, its place. And this way, you will walk around your house or your apartment all day long, right? So whenever you take a shit, just take some stuff with you. It's also really good to teach your kids or, lazy partners that don't know how to clean. So I'm not a cleaning lady, but I know this, and everyone can do this, and it brings you just so much closer to, having your shit together and your apartment clean. And I think I picked that up in the hospital, because wherever you go somewhere, you just don't want to walk twice because you walk so much as a nurse every day. And then I just started taking everything with me that goes the same route as like where I was going. When I go to a patient's room, I don't want to go there twice. I bring the patient pain meds and something to drink and whatever band-aid they need. I don't go 3 times for those things. Anyway, that's the diffusion method. You adopt it and you're gonna be happy. Okay, important next step, you pat yourself on the back and you say, well done. Well done. I also recommend writing a checklist with like all the tiniest tasks that you can do. No matter how small it seems, like what I got on there is like clean my room. But what I should really have on there is like take out the trash of my room, clean my desk, put my skating gear away, and every tiny little detail, because it's gonna be so gratifying when you check that off the list, or I prefer to draw little tiny boxes and then fill them, because that's just very sensorily satisfying. Is sensorily a word? So you do that list, especially if you have ADHD, it's gonna be super helpful, and the cleaning is just more satisfactory this way. And then at the end of the cleaning thing, you will feel more accomplished. But also because it kind of reduces the barrier of doing something when the task is like super easy to be done and there is no great hurdle about it, and it's not like, oh, I gotta clean up my whole room before I can check this off my list. And it's like this whole cleaning thing is a whole day's work or half a day's work, or I don't know, 2 hours. I don't know how thorough you clean, but you know, that is much more of a, oh God, I have to do this and it's gonna take hours out of my day, rather than just saying, well, I just have to clean my desk, or I just have to dust my desk, and then I could look after my pencils, and then I could maybe clean my laptop, you know? It's all part of clean your desk, but it's more fun if you have like just tiny tasks instead of one big fucking annoying task. Anyway, the next thing that I do is usually either what takes up like the most space. If I have a lot of trash that is just in my way, especially if it's like this paper bin here, and it's just full and I need this space for new trash to put there because I'm cleaning out my binders or something, then I just want to do that first and make space. So if you need to make space because otherwise you don't have space to clean, make space first, but then in that order after that, you should take care of what's easiest first, because you don't want to use up all your energy. I mean, maybe if you're the type that is just like, oh, I gotta do the most annoying thing first, but to me, I just think this is just draining, and I like to first get into the mood and do the easy and satisfying things first. This is the outbox, and this is stuff that I'm going to sell today, so I'm going to take care of this. This is going to a client, so yeah, I've already pre-packaged this, and it's later going to go into a cute little box. And then this is just my packaging material, because I got this myself, but I really like the material, so I'm repurposing it for my own clients. Personally, I do think that, you know, this is not the best approach. Like, I put all the semi-finished stuff in the outbox as well, and usually there should just be parcels, like ready to send, and I'm gonna take them with me to the post office when I get my kid from daycare. But it kind of needs to go somewhere, because I also want to do some cleaning, because there's what we call them, dust mice. Maybe it's like dust bunnies. What do you say? The little fluffy things that roll up in the corners and dust and hair and fluff. This stuff. Wollmäuse. I'm gonna get rid of them, and for that, the stuff that is not ready to send yet, but almost ready to send, just needs to go where, and this is the best place right now. You know, it's like, there's this thing, it's called the 70% rule, and it just says like, if it gets you 70% there, it's just good enough. It's better than always aiming for 100%, and 100% would be like, oh yeah, I do this right now. But I rather want to do it with a clean room, you know? It's just more fun to pack my orders in a clean room. And also I did have coffee, but I didn't have breakfast yet, so, and I don't want to have breakfast in a messy room, so I like to clean up everything before I do that. Okay, now that we're done with all that shit, it's time for my least favorite part. Laundry. Yeah, this is my laundry basket, and that's my other laundry basket. So the way that I like to address this problem is by first just folding up all this fucking shit, and then I just put it into my closet, like where it belongs. If you don't have a place where your stuff belongs, you have a problem. It's like, y'all like Marie Kondo, right? So in Marie Kondo's book, she says like basically order is that everything has its place. So if stuff in your life doesn't have a place, and that includes your emotions, you gotta either got rid of it or them, or you gotta find a place for them. For instance, if you're angry all the time, go punch something that doesn't have feelings and a pulse, preferably. Oh, and I'm not the fan of the whole Marie Kondo stuff needs to stand up idea. Like, if your underwear is standing, I think that's icky. Oh, and this is a lonely socks, and the lonely socks just go in my sock drawer, where they sit until my husband comes along and says like, hey, I've been holding on to this sock of yours and like for 8 weeks, do you have the other one? Like, do you want it? Cause I was just about to clean up my room, as if that ever happens. And then he's like, hey, I just wanted to give you your one sock because that'll make this mess on steroids I call my room cleaner. And then I'm like, yeah, thank you for bringing that sock over. And then we're totally not having a fight over a stupid sock because it's my fault that I didn't ask for the sock earlier. But just so you know, always ask your partner whether they have your socks. Because sometimes it's really like, I'm holding on to my single sock and he's holding on to my other single sock, and then I also have some lonely socks of his, and it's all a big fucking sock mess. So I'm trying to make piles here so that there's like already a kind of pre-order to the real order, and I just have to put every pile into the drawer or on top of the other pile that is already in my closet. I feel like it's so stupid to explain this kind of stuff because that's the thing that you just learn organically or your mom tells it to you. Can you tell me how basic this is? Like, do you guys really need reminders for that? Because that's part of the reason why I don't do minimalism videos or decluttering videos anymore, or I mean, most of the time I don't. But I would have a lot of ideas. I just feel like it's all fucking common sense. But if you like common sense, then let me know. Or maybe you just like watching me take care of my apartment, you know. So that's stuff you're into. I'm happy to deliver. And it's done. And I'm done, so let me show you. As I said, 70%, right? I think that's plenty. And the most important rule that I would have that is like a 70% derivative, I guess, is that when something is like a little bit unfinished and you feel like you don't want to put it away yet because it's kind of still an ongoing project, just put it away in the spot where it would go if it was finished anyway. Because that way it'll just not lie around anymore. And if it's that important of a project, well, you gotta put it on your to-do list or your project list or project management app. I use Asana, so I'm really happy with that. I can recommend that. And otherwise, you know, if it's super, super important, you will just have to remember it, like a person in the 90s. But for example, I have these SD memory cards and there are photos on these and videos, and I want to archive these and back up these, but I haven't done it in 3 months and they were just sitting there on my desk and I just don't want to have them there anymore. They're in my way and they remind me of me being lazy or not making the time for this kind of important task, because if I lose all my YouTube footage, that's kind of devastating. So this will go on the top of my list right now. Anyway, I've cleaned the room. It's not perfect. I didn't clean under the couch, but you know, 70% rule. And yeah, I'm happy with this because now I can concentrate, work on my business and finish the outbox. Thanks for watching and subscribe if you haven't.